Hey guys, welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we are answering the impossible. What if the Titanic never set sail? Now I say impossible because, well, as we know, it did set sail and unfortunately didn't complete its expedition. So it's impossible to say for sure what would happen if it didn't set sail in the first place. However, let's look into what could have possibly been if the Titanic never set sail in the first place. Before we get into it, make sure to stick around until the very end of this one for some comment replies, and let me know in the comments down below what you think would happen if the Titanic never set sail. Also, a friendly reminder, make sure to subscribe and of course, share this video with a friend if you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, click that bell to never miss a video, and let's get into it. Now, the most obvious answers don't take a genius to figure out. The Titanic wouldn't have hit an iceberg, it wouldn't sink, and nearly 1,500 people wouldn't have died the night of the crash. There's a lot more to it than just that. We need to really think about how changing the past would change the future. More specifically, I'm talking about the butterfly effect. For those of you who don't know, the butterfly effect is the following definition: the phenomenon whereby a minute, localized change in a complex system could have large effects elsewhere. Now, in simple terms, changing the past most certainly changes the future, and I think that is a huge factor when looking at the Titanic setting sail. Now, technically, this theory could work with literally anything and everything. From massive historical events like world wars to the time that you stubbed your toe 2 weeks ago, it all leads to this exact moment. Wherever you are watching or listening to this video, I'm talking about this exact second that you listen to me speak. If anything in the past were to change, you most likely wouldn't be in the same situation you're in. At least, it doesn't seem that way, but there's no way to actually confirm nor deny this. To give you more history on the butterfly effect, it was first coined by Edward Lorenz. Approximately 47 years ago, at the 139th meeting of the American Association, Lorenz asked a question: does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas? A rhetorical question which Lorenz used to further explain his point about predicting weather patterns. More specifically, the purpose of the question was to, I quote, illustrate the idea that some complex, dynamical systems exhibit unpredictable behaviors such that small variances in the initial conditions could have profound and widely divergent effects on the system's outcomes. End quote. The revelation came after Lorenz input some information into a computer program that simulates weather patterns. The program took into consideration things such as wind speeds and temperatures, among other variables, in predicting its patterns. Lorenz had already done these calculations before, but he decided to test it again, making a very small change. Rounded a variable of 0.506127 to just 0.506. Not much of a change, right? Well, he thought the same, and turns out he was wrong. Upon realizing that 2 months of weather patterns changed simply because he rounded a number slightly, Lorenz pondered what the simulation could mean in regards to the past, present, and future. Some people discredit the theory and think it's all bogus, but here's why I think the Titanic never setting sail would change history as we know it. If the Titanic didn't hit the iceberg, it's quite possible, for example, those who didn't survive would end up with spouses and have children. These children would grow up and have a life of their own, possibly meet someone, start a family. Great, but now consider that in our current reality, the way things actually are, those children who grew up and had families of their own never existed, and that's because their hypothetical parent or parents died the night the Titanic sank. Hopefully this idea isn't too confusing to wrap your head around, but the point I'm making is that any change in the past would certainly affect the present and the future. Which means if the Titanic never set sail, let alone sank, there's no way of telling what life would be like presently. Who knows if you or I would even be alive? Even if none of our distant relatives were on the Titanic, that's irrelevant. This is because even the things that happened on the other side of the world inevitably still affect us. Now, we may not see it this way, but it most certainly does. The night that your great-great-great-great-grandfather was going out on a date, but was late because he heard about some unsinkable ship that sank, could be the reason he ended up with your great-great-great-great-grandmother, which eventually led to the start of your family. Now, I really do hope I'm making sense here because the theory of the butterfly effect can be quite convoluted. But if the Titanic never set sail, simply life as we know it wouldn't be. Not to say that human civilization would be wiped out, but really, who knows? Maybe we'd be even more advanced than we currently are. Or maybe we'd be even less advanced. Maybe we'd travel overseas using ships more than we do planes. Again, there's no real way to say for sure what would happen. One thing I can say is 100% guaranteed is that without the Titanic sinking, James Cameron wouldn't have created the film that won over 100 awards, including 11 Oscars. But it's so much deeper than just awards here, guys. We're talking about life on the planet Earth as we know it. Everything would be different. Maybe not dramatically different, but who knows if any of us would be alive if the Titanic never set sail and didn't sink. Now, as always, you guys gotta let me know in the comments below what you think would happen if the Titanic never set sail. I also really hope you understood the butterfly effect and my point came across. If not, just watch the movie Butterfly Effect. I've never seen it, but I'm sure it'll explain what I'm talking about. Or maybe it won't. I don't really know, but you should check it out anyways. Anyways, guys, now we got some comment replies from the video. What if Nyarlathotep fought Cthulhu? Nyarlathotep said, why is this even a question? Listen, I wasn't expecting you to see that video. I definitely was not trying to offend you or upset you. I really hope you don't cause chaos among the earth. You're obviously the greater god, and Cthulhu is nothing compared to you. Great Nyarlathotep. All hail you. Just some guy without a mustache said, result, Azathoth would wake up and erase everything. I mean, yeah, that's also, that's also a possibility. Like the guy that kind of created everything could also end it all. Kind of like a Thanos snap of sorts in the Cthulhu mythos. Makes sense. Jared Bronstein commented first, and apparently you guys didn't realize that's me. I commented that as a joke, but a lot of you guys didn't seem to pick up on the joke. At least some of you guys didn't. Got a few comments that said nobody cares or that I was third, but our good pal Keegan brought my name to their attention. So thanks, Keegan. Johnny Rogers from Inform Overload and Top 10 Nerd also congratulated me, so thanks for that, Johnny. I appreciate it. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Let me know if you guys believe in the butterfly effect in the comments down below. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. Just a friendly reminder for you guys to subscribe, and of course, click that bell icon to never miss a video. And feel free to drop us some comments below with a suggestion of a video you guys would like to see on our channel. We'll see you guys in the next one.